So, this news comes from IGN. Nintendo talks about the 6 big Switch games missing from E3 2018. Yeah, they were missing. So, Nintendo's E3 2018 showing was brimming with amazing games like Super Mario Bros. Ultimate. Oh, Super Mario Bros. I am so sorry. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. This is why I take like 10 takes when I record stuff, okay? Like Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, Fire Emblem, Three Houses, and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. However, there were a handful of notable franchises that were nowhere to be found during the show. Everything from Metroid Prime 4 to Yoshi and even Animal Crossing to Mother 3. Many of us have been left wondering where some of Nintendo's most iconic titles have been. With that being said, IGN did a little digging themselves, and reached out to Nintendo to find out the fate of some of our favorite franchises. Animal Crossing. Anyway.
Alright, yeah. What's our first game on here that Nintendo discusses that was missing?
Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon 2019.
Epic sound. Oh, and by the way.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, no, Pokemon's great, but I want that Metroid. Speaking with IGN, Nintendo Senior produced. There, I messed up. Nintendo's Senior Product Marketing Manager, the one and only Bill Trinan, revealed that Nintendo wanted to focus on a shorter window this year, rather than showing off some of last year's big surprises like Metroid Prime 4 and the upcoming Pokemon RPG. There was other stuff that we probably... I gotta channel my inner Bill.
Yeah, so this is the quote
There was other stuff that we probably could have included in E3, but is probably a bit further out. And so we decided to really keep the focus little bit more on between now and early 2019, which I think you saw some hints of there with a couple of games. Trinan told IGN. That was the best Bill Trinan impression I could do. It's not that good.
Oh, you were doing an impression?
I was just trying to capture the.
I'm so sorry, Daniel.
Of his voice,
you know that I love you platonically.
Yeah. Try to be a bit more Bill and read his next quote.
You can't be more Bill than that. That was 100% Bill.
That's very Bill.
We've seen Bill at E3.
We saw Bill, but we didn't.
We've seen Bill.
Seen Bill. That leg is pretty bad. Bye. I'm back. Oh, it's still lagging, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah, it hates you.
Oh no, I hate this computer. So, Monsieur Bill, we want to show some stuff when we think it's ready to show. Obviously, it's not like we've stopped working on any of the things we talked about last year. That stuff's all being worked on, Trinan added. We'll just show stuff when we're ready to show it. And really, right now, the focus is on 2 big games in the form of Smash and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah. I think this basically they learned their lesson from Breath of the Wild.
We got too hyped too fast and for too long.
Here's Zelda Wii U. Here's its delay. Here's another delay. Here's a third delay.
Yep.
This year, probably. Actually, next year. It'll be this year for sure.
You'll be here this year.
Next year. But for sure this year, though.
Yeah.
That was the whole...
So the next games that they talk about, really quick, so you guys know what they are. There's Mother 3, Animal Crossing, Yoshi, Star Fox, and I guess that's it. Yeah, so the 6 games, but the next one is Mother 3, which a lot of people know was never localized in America. There's a lot of fan translations. Nintendo could literally just take a fan translation, say they did it themselves, and upload it, which honestly, like, there's probably already an official thing. They're just waiting for the right time. And I think the right time to release Mother 3 is when they reveal this new Nintendo Virtual Console thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can just be like... Which, it's weird, because it's a new game. So they could release it on the eShop, because it would technically be new for America. But they could also release it on the Nintendo Switch Online service or Virtual Console, whatever they end up calling it, because it technically is just like a virtual console game. So anyways, it could go either way, but their official statement on this is, I believe this is from Reggie Fils-Aimé, the president, says, "When we have something to announce, we will." Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé told IGN at E3, "Fill in the blank of your favorite franchise. Our mentality will be, we'll announce information close to its launch date versus teasing people for years on end." Again, this is exactly what they did with Breath of the Wild, what they did with Pokemon on Switch as well, because a lot of people expected the new generation, but it was years out. Apparently they're doing the same thing with Metroid Prime 4, so I don't know why Reggie is saying this, because this is literally
Unless
what they've...
it's closer than they're letting on?
Yeah, so it's literally exactly what he says they don't want to do is what they've been doing, so very contradictory. Fils-Aimé responded similarly to a potential Western release for Mother 3, a game we've been asking him about for the last several years. Again, I know there's a fan base for that title. All I could say is, we're aware. He explained, "It's something that we always think about in terms of where there are opportunities to reintroduce IP to fans, to do it in a way that builds new fans. We're certainly aware, no promises, no commitments, one way or the other, but we're aware." This is very similar to when Metroid Prime Federation Force was announced, which I was talking about before the podcast began. He was asked by someone, I forgot who, about Metroid Prime 4. Like, why are we getting Metroid Prime Federation Force and not Metroid Prime 4? And Reggie's response was, "We know Metroid Prime Federation Force isn't the Metroid game that fans want, but we are aware of the game that fans do want." And this is basically what he's saying again, saying that he's aware of what the fans want. And then a couple of years later, we got an official announcement for Metroid Prime 4. They could easily say that Mother 3 isn't coming, or some of these other games like Animal Crossing isn't coming. But by him giving the exact same response as he did to the Metroid Prime 4 question, I imagine... Because that would, like, if they released it, millions of people would automatically buy it. The game's already complete. They don't really have to do anything to it. It's just upload this 2 megabyte file or whatever the file size is to
Probably
the
very
Switch.
small.
Yeah, to the Switch
GBA.
eShop, and just collect the millions and millions of dollars that come with it. So
yeah, and I think like a lot of people would say that it's an impossibility just because the game was released so long ago. But keep in mind, Earthbound Beginnings came out in 2015. After or was it 2016? One of those. It was very recently, after being a game that was not released in North America since the 80s.
Yeah. And Star Fox 2.
And Star Fox 2 was my next. Yeah, exactly. Star Fox 2 as well. It's a game that was completed, never released, and then they just released it last year. So, wild card, they may do it. You never know when. So I'm just gonna keep on hoping. So I love Earthbound. So.
Kayla, I believe this next one is. I believe Reggie was talking
the
to
Kayla special.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Ilya. I know you like Animal Crossing too, but I'm just like,
No,
Animal
no.
Crossing.
You're actually like a representative for Nintendo.
So I think when Reggie, true story, when Reggie answered this question, he just pushed the IGN interviewer aside and was like, "Well, Kayla, this is what's going on."
Just, thank you for asking this question.
Yeah.
I'd like to address Kayla.
And then the interviewer was just like, "Who's Kayla? I'm the only one
Who's
here.
that?
Who are you
I
talking
don't
to?"
understand.
It's just
he
Gone
knows
to
of me
another
in
dimension.
the abyss.
Are you talking to Todd, the cameraman? That's
It's like, that's not even a girl.
bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Animal Crossing. So, Reggie said that the success of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp bodes well for the success of eventual or the eventual next installment of that franchise. Oh no! The video just started playing randomly. It's terrifying. All right. We see tremendous opportunity in using the mobile platform to introduce IP to consumers who may not be as familiar. Animal Crossing is a great example. And fans are really enjoying that experience. We're introducing it to new consumers, and that bodes well for whenever the next Animal Crossing might come. What are you doing to the camera? Stop that.
Who?
What?
Yes, when it comes out, not if.
When it comes out. When.
Yeah, so that they are working on it.
Yeah, so I've probably mentioned a few times in the podcast, like, I think that Pocket Camp is amazing and they did really well with it, and I think that they were able to reach like a really different audience with it. So I think them having the mobile game first is really smart before they release a console version of Animal Crossing, because it'll bring more people in for the Switch, right?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the same thing they were doing with Pokemon as well, as far as having Let's Go tie into Pokemon Go. So yes, it's good business.
It is. That's how Nintendo does it.
For me.
Yeah. I find this very similar to when Miyamoto's like, yeah, we're working on Super Mario Galaxy 3 and Pikmin 4, and then never again hear from them.
4.
Yeah.
One day.
We assume Galaxy 3 turned into Odyssey, but those were different teams, I believe. So the team that would have been working on the Galaxy series is different than the team that worked on Odyssey. So potentially the next big Mario game may be Galaxy 3, not Odyssey 2, because Nintendo already, or Miyamoto, said that it was. But then he also said he was working on a full game for the Mario 128 demo, the tech demo for the GameCube. He said that they were experimenting on it with... they were working on a game for it on the DS, on the GameCube, and he said an unannounced platform, which at the time was obviously the Wii. And then ideas and concepts from Mario 128 turned into Pikmin. So like all the little Marios running around, he said was turned into Pikmin, because you have all of the little Pikmin running around. And then the concept of like gravity and the round world was turned into Mario Galaxy. So we kind of got Mario 128, just concepts from it split into different things. So Galaxy 3 could have turned into Odyssey in the same way, and then Pikmin 4, I hate to say it, but could have been turned into Pikmin... What was it? Pikmin Go? Pikmin Hell? Hey Pikmin?
Don't say Hey Pikmin. I refuse to believe it. It's not Pikmin 4!
Hey Pikmin is so bad it hurts. It physically
not
hurts.
Pikmin 4!
I had to demo that last year and I was like, why?
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the end of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Just like that was the end of Pikmin.
It's a very, it's very small tidbit about Animal Crossing and Pikmin.
Ilya, would you like to tell us about Yoshi?